Peter Drucker is one of my favorite management thinkers of all time. One of his famous sayings is strategy eats tactics for breakfast. And that's what this week's video is all about. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into why that's true and what you as a contractor can do about it. Hi, I'm Josh Patrick, and I'm the founder of The Sustainable Business. I want to spend a few minutes today talking with you about something I learned 40 years ago. Until I learned it, I was often stuck and often getting really crummy results in my company. We all want a business that rewards us well for the work we do. And too often we get stuck and it seems like we're just not making any progress towards that goal. The reason is pretty simple. We start doing stuff before we're clear about what the stuff we want to do is going to create. You see, too often we think taking action is the first thing we should do. The problem with this is that when we take action without a well thought out strategy behind it, there's a good chance we'll end up with a result that just doesn't make us very happy. Tactics or the stuff that we do should only be used after we figure out what we want, why we want it, and who's going to help us get there. When you take the time to figure out what strategy you want to pursue, there's a much better chance you'll get there. So let's take Scrum, for example. I talk about Scrum all the time, and it's a strategy. But you could just start doing the tactics in Scrum and forget the strategy and not get the results that you want. So you could just put a bunch of things that need to be done on a board and start doing them. Now, you would get some results from doing this. The problem is the result you get has a good chance of not being what you want, or at least at the level that you want it at. So instead of taking time to look back at what you've accomplished and make adjustments to your strategies, there's a good chance you're going to be unhappy with your results. Now, when you look back and you see what happened over the last week in the retrospective, that's strategic. When you just go and start planning the next week, that's tactics. But if you take some time with your team to review what happened and make changes to your strategies to move you forward, you'll have improvement after improvement after improvement. This is how you use strategy to move you forward. Just doing stuff because your gut says you should will rarely get you to where you want to go. For those who don't use strategy first, they often wonder why they aren't getting better results. I don't want you to be one of those people. I want you to know why you're getting the results you want. That comes from starting with strategy, then putting the tactics in place that will get you there. But you have to start with strategy. So here's the challenge most in the construction world face. You just don't have any time. You're so busy just trying to get stuff done that you never have time to sit down and think. And strategy requires that you sit down and think. Finding the time is a real challenge. So I want to give you a few tips that just might open some time in your schedule. I want you to promise me that when you open up this time, you'll use it for strategy work and not just fill it up with more tactical stuff to do. Now, this is going to take discipline and work. I can promise you that both will be worth the while in the time that you spend. So here's what I want you to do. 1, start learning how to be an effective delegator. Without this skill, you'll always be stuck in the weeds. Now, we made a great infographic that gives you the steps to being a great delegator. I hope you get it and download it. 2nd, find 2 hours of work that you can delegate to others in your company. These 2 hours should be things that you can hire someone else for that will cost you between $15 and $25 per hour. We all have them. And when we start this project, it's going to take us some time to figure out what these are. That's where time blocking comes in. And 3, you have to spend time, at least 1 hour a week, thinking and planning in a strategic manner. For example, this could be how you can use your crews more effectively once they get to a job site. I want you to just sit down and think about, okay, our crew gets out to a job site. They've spent a lot of time hanging around. How can we cut some of this time down? Now, I'm going to encourage you to bring your crew into that conversation because after all, they're the experts at how they do their job. So these 3 steps are simple, and like most things in life, they aren't especially easy to do. You'll have to change how you work and how you approach your work. So I would love you to start by downloading our free infographic on the steps to effective delegation. And after you learn what it takes to be an effective delegator, you can download our free ebook on relationships and roles in your business. This will help you see the success path that those who have built large businesses use as they become more strategic in how they run their business. And while you're at it, scroll down and let me know what you think about leading with strategy, and then and only then have tactics in place that support the strategies you develop. Hey, this is Josh Patrick. You're at the Sustainable Business. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope to see you back here really soon.